Ok. Hora de hacer sidequests y cacerías. Otra vez.
My Lord Marquis, I heard about Eastpool.
Oscar.
That some of my fellow guardians are to build a new home there, both for themselves and for Madame Martha's bearers.
Yep.
Is it true?
It's true. The village is to be rebuilt.
I have many fond memories of Eastpool. When I was a child, we would visit my aunt and uncle often. They would lavish attention upon me as if I were the son they never had. I went to see Aunt Hannah after my uncle passed away, but not nearly as often as I should have.
Oscar,
Suele pasar.
I'd like you to assist Sir Wade in the rebuilding efforts.
But my lord, my training is not yet complete. I couldn't possibly.
I warned you I might not be the easiest of masters, but I'm not as hard-hearted as that. Go. Be with your aunt. Rebuild her home. Is what she would have wanted.
Yes, my lord. Thank you, my lord.
Es que Clive es un cosi.
I will not forget this kindness, my lord. I shall go to Eastpool, but as soon as the rebuilding work is complete, I promise to return.
Yep.
The stew's awfully thin these days.
Stew. ¿Qué es? Sí. No es alguien, es algo.
Where are you?
Can I help you, Sid?
I'm looking for Doris. Is she here?
I'm afraid not. She's at Martha's Rest on a job. My job, actually. When she heard what the mission was, she insisted on going herself. Alone.
Did she? What was the mission?
Following up on some new information. Once they'd settled in, the bearers you helped liberate in the Dragon's Eyrie were keen to talk about their imprisonment. And about their captor.
The slaver Cole's team were tracking when they were attacked by the Beastmen. I'll go and find her. She's at Martha's Rest, you say?
If she's not moved on already, yes. I hope everything's all right.
Why would Doris insist on going alone? Maybe Cole was right to be worried.
El néctar que tenemos. Antes de irme. Cephalic Terror. Ok, eso es otra quimera. Vamos a Martha's Rest. Ayudar a Doris. Hay dos cosas en Martha's Rest. Esta que estoy haciendo y uno por completar, por tomar ahí. Entonces de una vez uno tras otro.
Doris should be somewhere nearby. Assuming she's still here.
Ya se fue.
The world seems to be changing so fast lately, I can hardly keep up.
Ah,
I've got greens of all shapes.
Just because the heavens have gone to rack and ruin, it don't mean we have to.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
ahí está.
It's been a pleasure, Doris. Just like old times.
I'll give your offer some thought, my lady.
How goes the investigation?
Sid, what brings you to Martha's Rest?
You. I heard you were out here on your own, tracking our slaver. I trust you're being careful.
Of course. And it had to be me. The bearers from the Dragon's Eyrie confirmed a long-held suspicion of mine that the slaver we've been tracking is an old acquaintance. She's no fool. If we'd come in force, she would have spotted us straight away, and then vanished without a trace.
That was her just now, wasn't it? So, was it a fruitful reunion?
I'd say so. She tried to recruit me. Seems her time in Rosaria is coming to an end. She's abducted bearers from across the region and is looking to smuggle them back into Sambrek. After her brush with those beastmen on the road to Northreach, she hired herself an Imperial escort, which she wants me to join. She's dangerous, Sid, but I think I can stop her.
Then I'm going with you. I'll take care of the escort. You can see the bearers to safety. Where are they?
The Baum Archers, soon to break camp. You go on ahead. I'll follow once I've sent word back to the hideaway.
Oh, vamos a matar a unos slavers. Qué largo. Sí, no me iba a ir a pie. No. Perdón. Prioridades. En el pueblo en el que todo el mundo estaba muerto. Ellos tienen un dragón o algo así. Varios.
Come on. Faster.
No va a pasar. Bombs. Cashing bombs. Y no. Ahora.
No holding back.
¿Cómo se atreve a tocarla?
Ready, go? Fly, Ambrosia.
Ambrosia, una abuela. Va. A ver si me ubico. ¿Por aquí? ¿Qué ruta? ¿Por dónde? Un caminito muy... Ah, no, es por arriba. Yo voy arriba. Por arriba. Por aquí abajo, por el puente. Es cuando yo vine por ese lado la primera vez. ¿Opción? Tengo... Good. quiero conectarlo al tele, quiero conectarlo al teléfono. El problema es que tanta cosa tenga soporte de Bluetooth. Quiere al parlante, quiere conectarse al teléfono, quiere conectarse al tele. Gracias. Oh no, slavers.
Good. They haven't broken
Tratar de
camp
no
yet.
hacerles mucho daño.
How did Doris come to know a slaver, I wonder?
Probablemente la vendió.
We've waited long enough. She's not coming. Ready the bearers. We're leaving.
Oh no.
Back to civilization, is it, Mom?
With all haste. Lest any of you lackwits start talking like these feckless bumpkins. I presume your men are ready. We've suffered too many delays as it is. Any more and I'll be docking your pay.
Yes, Mom.
Oh, but before you go, it appears we have company. Kill him.
Ah, señora, qué fe.
You're welcome to try.
Estos sapos que tiran magias. Spoils.
So much for your escort.
You'll forgive me for not avenging my men. I'm not the swordswoman I used to be. I surrender. Do with me as you wish, Sid the Outlaw.
Sid!
Ah, Doris. I take it you're not here to rescue me from our brooding renegade? You know, I always wondered where you'd vanished to. But casting your lot with this criminal of all people.
Better fighting for a cause than killing for coin. I'm sorry, Sid. I should have told you sooner. This woman, my former master, once trained bearer children to be weapons in service of the highest bidder. She raised me like a daughter, and I did terrible things to earn her favor.
It wasn't all terrible, surely. We had our fun, too. You were always so eager to learn, and had such clever hands. All my other children took either to the blade or to the books. Always either or. But you proved yourself a master of both. That's why I kept you for my own. How about it, my little dagger? Care to swear that blade to me again?
I never swore my blade to you, nor will I ever. I fight for a higher cause, to liberate the bearers of this world. Farewell, Master. Thank you for making me the weapon I am.
You always were a righteous child. Perhaps that's the reason I loved you so.
Bueno,
What
pero
do
se
you
va a
want to
ir.
do with her?
I am not the killer she wanted me to be. Not anymore. And she no longer has friends in high places. The Dame does, though. Her connections at the Imperial Court will see that justice is done.
All
Lo habían
right,
detenido, ¿no?
if you're certain.
I am. And thank you for everything. Now, I better let these bearers know that they're safe.
And I should head back to the hideaway and put Cole's mind at ease.
Hey.
Welcome back, Sid. Doris's message just arrived. I hear you saved more bearers from being smuggled across the border.
With any luck, they'll be joining us
Y
in the
eso
hideaway
cumpliendo como
shortly.
sidequests
and
importantes
Letta.
para los personajes que me
You don't need to
rodean.
worry about Doris anymore.
I'd been hoping as much. She mentioned one or two things in her report. So the slaver we'd been chasing all these months was her former master. Wish I'd known. She's been arrested, by the way, over in Sambrek.
Okay.
Went quietly, or so we're told. And she won't be getting off lightly. The Empire may have no love for bearers, but it's none too fond of black market traders either. Can't
Okay.
been easy for Doris.
I'm sure it wasn't. But don't
Well,
worry,
Doris debió haberla tenido.
she'll be all right.
Supió que la
Hope so.
dejara irse.
Suppose you should know, eh? You had quite the past yourself before you came here, or so
Bueno,
I
claro,
understand.
también.
Anyway, thanks again, Sid. The Cursebreakers would be lost without Doris. And you, of course.
Keep up the good work, Cole.
Pues, complete. Así que tuvieron más experiencia. Ok. Un side quest por aquí, ¿no?
Covered in nicks and lumps.
Aquí no. Veo muertas. Marta probablemente me dé un recuerdo como la otra gente importante, si es ella la que me da el side quest. He visto que casi todos los personajes como importantes, los NPCs importantes, me han dado un side quest valioso. Me terminan regalando como un recuerdo que termina en la mesita de live. Y este aparenta ser uno de esos.
Ah, Clive, I was just about to send for you.
Just
I'd like
about
you
to
to take
send for
something
you.
to Sir Wade up in Eastpool. Seeds for planting. Thought it was about time they started growing their own food. I'll keep providing them with whatever they need in the meantime, of course. But if Eastpool's going to survive, it's got to be able to fend for itself. As have those poor bearers. They've lived their whole lives in servitude, but now they're their own masters. Small wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to provide for themselves. So it's up to us to teach them. And if you're wondering why you, well, the Wagoneers taking supplies up that way have been coming back with more and more reports of Akashic around the village of late. Sir Wade's putting a brave face on it, but I think even he's starting to worry. And if he's likely to share those concerns with anyone, it's you.
Ok, vamos para ahí.
All right.
Thanks. Wouldn't ask if I didn't have to. There. That should be enough to keep him in Gazal Greens for a few years at least.
Fuck me.
Gizal Greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're hardy, they grow fast, and they fill a hole. Better that than something that'll wither away at first frost. And chocobos love 'em too, which is no small thing. When I say all of us need to pull together to get Eastpool back on its feet, I mean all of us. They ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right, and they're just about bearable.
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do with them. And if he don't, well, I'll go up there and show him myself.
I'm sure you will.
vacilón porque le he agarrado como aprecio a muchos de los NPCs en este juego y eso casi nunca pasa. También es que muchos son como recurrentes y tienen como partes importantes de la historia. No es como que, sí, este NPC X me pidió que hiciera esto y nunca lo volví a ver, sino que esto es como gente que, hey, ayúdenos y no sé qué, y ayudar a otra gente y todo eso. Entonces como que casi todos tienen como misiones nobles. Uno quiere ayudarles. Wait.
Ah, Lord Rossfield. What brings you to Eastpool?
Lord Ross.
A delivery from Martha.
Clive. Sid.
These are Gizal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings, then, is she? I jest, of course. You see, I had thought we might be able to revive the old wheat fields, but they'd long since gone to seed, only without the seeds.
Martha was hoping he might be able to show the bearers how to plant and tend these, so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a bad idea. These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we brought them here.
They
know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange one master for another. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far, subsisting almost entirely on Martha's charity as we do. It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves, bearers and Guardians alike. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses. There have been alarming reports of...
The Horde is closing in.
Horde.
They're coming, so wait, all of them.
Damn it all, I thought we'd have more time. Gather the men in the square. Send to the rest for reinforcements.
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde. A Kashek, a veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around the northern reaches for a while now. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter wall so that myself and the Guardians might be able to defend the village, but...
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before they do, we may just scrape through, but I fear that's rather an enormous if.
What if you could call on reinforcements from Eastpool?
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might live, not die fighting for their lives.
So wait. You said you lack men to defend the village. Are the bearers not men? Do they not wish to see Eastpool saved? Though they may not be trained soldiers like your Guardians. What help they are able to offer could still prove the difference between victory and defeat.
You're right, my lord. I will appeal to them.
Correct.
My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter, to serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will. A home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
Sartenazos para todos.
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it.
Muy bien, Amicia.
I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
Todos de ella no se pierde.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool! For Eastpool!
Marcado que hizo, se quedó callado nada más.
Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how Freeborn fight.
Freeborn.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me? Oh, I just love the sound of my own voice.
Lord Rossfield, my lady.
Rossfield?
We're ready.
So what's the plan of action?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. These will position themselves at strategic points around the village. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can, steadily retreating all the while.
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. Instead, we will focus purely on defense at first. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of our choosing. With luck, that point will be the village square, the perfect place for our most able warriors to surround them and fall upon them, and for you and I to finish them off.
A sound plan, but one that'll require a leader with a cool head and strong nerves to coordinate the retreat. I'd say you have both in abundance, Await, but you'll be needed. Please, leave the last of the fighting to me.
Ha! And let you have all the glory.
Sir Wade, they're here.
Bueno, miren a estos pobres muchachos.
Then you know what you must do.
Solo una para cada uno
We
no es
work
suficiente.
together, everyone playing their part, each shielding the other that no man might fall, that Eastpool might live on. For Rosaria.
For Rosaria!
We've no time to argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
And I will do as you ask.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too, then, eh?
Your bit
Right
too.
you are, Martha.
Martha. Why did you say that name? Los Akashi que hay que proteger a Marta.
The calm before the storm. And here it comes.
Can't let Eastpool fall.
We won't.
Me hizo daño, no entiendo quién me hizo daño. ¡Au! Un potazo. Yo. ¿Solo esos eran? No creo. Pillos.
Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield, change of plan.
Change of plan.
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait, how many Akashic remain in East Pool?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I think the worst is behind us. I could order a detachment or two to fall back and...
Yo, boy.
No, let them finish the job. You stay here too, Sir Wade. Your men need you. I'll go after the curl. Join me only when East Pool is won.
If you're sure, my lord. May the Founder protect you.
Sure, man. Este juego no son... Eran otros Finder. Bien.
Come to tell me an Akashic curl's heading towards the rest.
Yep.
Faster!
Faster. Máscaras en goblins. A ver, gatito. ¿Cómo estás?
There it is.
With me, Joshua.
Ay, puta, no lo esquivé. Párese. Luego por la sala está para un montón. Carajo. Ah, le solté con 3 buenos muertos. Abajo.
to Eastpool.
Sometime later o algo así.
Lord Rosfield, the Curl, is it?
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. And for you, my lord. We were able to eradicate the rest of the Horde. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks, but all seems quiet for now. I hesitate to say it, but I think it might be over.
I think it might.
We did it. We saved Eastpool.
Did it.
Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
No, Sir Wade. It's us who should be thanking you. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to fight for what you hold dear.
We never had nothing to call our own before. We didn't know what it meant to protect it, but now we do. We really do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. You and your people saved us, and still we doubted you. But there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free men now, so we have to start acting like it. We have to fight to protect what's ours, to protect Eastpool.
And we shall. We all shall. Together. This is our home. And if anyone or anything tries to take it away,
they'll have us to answer to.
Come on then. Let's get to work.
This village isn't gonna rebuild itself.
¿Qué, Amicia? Estoy de acuerdo. Ella hace demasiadas voces en este juego.
They're not slaves anymore.
No. They're Rosarians. Your father took pity on the bearer's plight, and I believe if he were still with us today, this is what he would have wanted.
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord, and do what I can to help rebuild the village. After all, this is my home now too, and I could hardly call myself an Eastpoolian if I didn't pull my weight.
I think you'll find it's Eastpudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud all the same. I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support, Martha?
Of course. And I'll be counting on yours too. Us Rosarians have got to stick together, haven't we?
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the chance. I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds yet.
All right. I will.
Lord Rosfield, do you remember our very first mission together? Clearing the goblins from the Stillwind marshes?
Yep.
How could I forget?
Desde entonces pensé que se iba a morir Wade.
There's one sight that I shall never forget. You, facing off against that giant Morble.
Morble.
Not a trace of fear on your face.
Morble.
Since that day, there have been more than a few times when I felt like giving up. When the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor, I thought I may as well just lay down my sword and surrender. But every time I would think back to the look in your eyes that day and remember what it means to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage. Thanks to you.
So Wade, you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria, will be safe in your hands.
Thank you, my lord. I know the rest of the world will be safe in yours.
I'll do my best.
Thank you again for all you have done for me and mine, my lord. You may rest assured that Eastpool will be safe in my hands.
Todavía le falta porque la otra tiene 4 partes. Tiene 2 de momento. Vamos para donde Marta. Es que todavía es una potencia imperial. Obviamente no existe el imperio.
The hero returns.
Tiene el nombre ya.
It's lucky you came by when you did, eh? Not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved Eastpool and all.
I just did what I could.
And it's only right that you get rewarded for it. Take it before I change my mind.
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's finally back on its feet again. And a home to free bearers. Who'd have thought we'd see the day, eh?
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of themselves, thinking for themselves, working for themselves. Like your hideaway, but not even hidden away. Though I suppose the rest ain't much different nowadays. You know, bearers living free like that reminds me of when I first met Sid. Loath as I am to recall that particular day.
I take it you didn't always see eye to eye. What happened?
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do long before I met Sid. In fact, that's how I met him. Or at least how he came to meet me. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around in their innards. Something awful, anyway. Me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed to work out what each other was about. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. After all my hard work. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison. And do you know what he did? He smiled. And then he laughed. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that whenever one of us was in need, the other would always be there for him.
And you were?
Yo estaba que eran como flashbacksitos.
Well, we both wanted the same thing. To make life better for bearers. Just like your dad.
Spa.
Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, I saw how he tried to change things. He certainly didn't lack for ambition, that one.
Indeed. But the loftier one's ambitions, the harder they are to achieve. Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and my father started.
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come after us. Good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Just a little.
Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner, shall we? The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach neither.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Quest complete. Martha's Rest signboard. Bueno, ya me dieron el de ella. Cosas sin importancia. En realidad tienen mucha importancia.
Don't worry, Clive. You went alone in this fight. Whenever you find yourself in need, be it of money, men, or a bowl of hot stew, the stable's door is always open.
Are the bearers taking well to their new home, do you know? I sometimes worry how they'll manage without me to cook and clean for them.
También es.
Can't say it wasn't a relief to see the better part of the Guardians finally taking their leave. We barely...
Sé lo que tengo que hacer, pero Sidequests. Lo importante es que me da algo. Vamos a ver qué es, porque me da algo. Los que tienen el más son los que le dan a uno algo, los otros son como más casuales. Ok. ¿Dónde?
The stew's awfully thin these days.
Está abajo.
Have you tried Molly's lemon tarts?
Canva lost. It can't be true.
Miss, can we read Miss Editor's story for our lesson today? How was she?
Ahora qué.
The Enterprise, I mean.
Ah, Sid. Just the man I was hoping to see. Did you have a mo?
Don't tell me. You need more bomb ash.
Oh no, we still got plenty of that left. I'm working on bringing another one of the Chief's designs to life. This time, it's a new smelter. It's got a reverberatory hood over the top for additional thermo amplification and a system of reciprocal recirculatory regenerators that let's just say it gets very blimmin' hot. A heck of a lot hotter than anything Blackthorn's got in his forge, that's for certain. Only mithril engines get hotter, and you can't chuck ore in one of them and get metal out the other end. Trouble is, we won't be able to make out of any old rubbish neither. We need the good stuff. And I hear you once helped Helena get her hands on exactly that. Any chance you could help me too?
No.
If it's for the good of the hideaway, I'd be happy to.
Oh, it is. I promise you.
So,
What
what exactly is this good stuff you need me to find?
We've got a couple of examples here. Spherical echoes, we call them.
More fallen materials. So this smelter is similar to the mithril engine in more ways than one.
That's right. They're a bit like the thermal helms. Fallen ceramics deal with heat like nothing else, see? And what's more, they're directional, transferring heat from the inside to the outside. But these things, they're all outside. If we line the hood with them, they'll reflect the heat right back into the furnace. We've collected as many as we can, and I know where we can get the rest. Trouble is, they're all watched over by their bigger, uglier cousins.
So you want me to visit some ruins, destroy some echoes, and bring back the spheres they're guarding?
That's it in a nutshell, yeah. We're only 3 short, mind, and we know exactly where they are. There's one up Amber Way, in that ruin that they call Lost Plume, and another in the Silent South, over in Dalmekia. Last one is in the ruins of Advent.
All right then.
It'll do. I'll be...
Los que tienen masito es este. Mira aquí. Masito, dije yo. Este es un lugar muy incómodo, me parece.
Come on.
Faster!
Esto es pelear. Estos más cosas acá llega ahí.
Damn it. The whole village is turned. No need to ride from here.
Okay. Leñazo. Está largo, pero hay mucho. Y no, pues hay mucho bicho de camino. Entonces no. Pues esta Kashik no puedo pasar con. No voy a perder con esos. No voy a perder el tiempo. Allá. A los que estén como en el camino. Mátalo. No, vámonos.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Fly, Ambrosia. Por la puerta aquella que no podía entrar. Piedras, sorbos. Debería con ustedes, pero no me dan ganas. Le pego con algo ahí. ¿Ves?
Be safe.
Están aquí.
I'll need to deal with these ones first.
¡Qué sapo, man!
This spherical echo.
Okay.
This is it.
Crucifix, dice. O algo así. ¿Entonces?
Run like the wind.
Sí, güey. Hey. No es suficiente. Considerablemente más rápido.
2 down.
Pararam, pararam. Directo. Va. Vaya.
After it.
Sell anything today?
Come on. Fly, Ambrosia.
¿Qué dice fly si no vuela? Viste que le diga fly. Los bichos pueden incendiar todo el bosque. ¿Llegó ahí? Muy bien. A ver, suave. Muy bien. Pues. Sí, ok. Ustedes. paso, que está allá, que está saliendo en la vida. Venga para acá.
All yours, Torgal.
That's all of them. Owain can uncross his toes now.
En 4 sidequests. Creo que voy a cumplir ahorita. Limpiar la tabla. ¿Por dónde?
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot.
Por acá. El video quede más largo, no importa. ¿Cuál es para?
Then again, why settle for low-born child?
Sí, sí, bueno, chao. Nunca va a ser mi cuñada. Que este yote.
So, she don't mean safe.
How was she? The Enterprise,
Ah, Sid.
Ah.
Wasn't expecting you back so soon.
Feo que habla.
So, is it good news or bad?
Good, thankfully. Here.
That's brilliant! Thanks a blimmin' million! I'll fit him to the smelter right away!
Usted habla muy extraño.
May I present to you the Telemon Furnace! Ain't bad, is she?
She's a beauty.
You saved my bacon again, Sid, and I ain't about to let your good deed go unrewarded.
It's fine, really.
Para desayuno con
My
bacon.
bag's flexible enough already.
Oh, don't say that. I'm sure I can make a few improvements
Bien.
to it yet.
You could just buy me a bigger...
How about that clasp? Looks a bit stiff. Reckon you could loosen it up and make some more room? And I reckon I know how. With a new alloy we've been working on. The Telemon Furnace was just what we needed to perfect it. It's a metal, see? So it's lovely and strong, but it's also, well, stretchy, if you can believe it.
Stretchy metal.
What?
Well, if you insist.
That is the spirit. You'll
Ah.
love it, I promise.
I love it. Ah. Sí, voy a llevar más cositas.
What do you reckon?
It's actually quite ingenious. Thank you, Owain.
Shh, don't mention it. You earned it. And I wanted to get some practice in using that metal anyway. Reckon we'll have all kinds of uses for it around the hideaway.
Sí, rajado, un metal que sea el plástico.
Can't think of any right now, but that's our job, innit? Dreaming up new ways to make life easier around here. Maybe even out there, too. One day, the whole world's gonna know about the inventions you've helped us put together. That bag of yours will be the first of many. You mark my words.
They'll hardly believe their eyes, I'm sure.
Quest complete. Hey, subí de nivel. Uno más para cada cosa. Más pociones. Uf, 8 pociones. 5 high potions. 2 strength tonics y 4 stone tonics. Skin. Simplemente apoyar más elixirs. Uy. Esta espada porque es plateada y negro.
Let's get back to
Está cool.
work.
Tiene adornitos.
These
creo que en
world-changing
dorado.
inventions ain't gonna invent themselves.
Ain't gonna invent themselves. Oh. ¿Eh? ¿Qué había? Ah, era como un jardincito. Hace rato no voy, solo cuando lo descubrí creo que vine y estaba más raro. Más raro que yo. Sí, aquí está.
Ah, Sid. I saw Mid and the others made it back in one piece. More or less. Would that the free cities had fared so well. It will take years to rebuild what was lost to His Majesty's Akashic army.
No llama suspicious character. Unsuspicious. Foco. Foco. Raro que... O sea, si le quito el depth of field... Sería poder ver como las armas y los accesorios en detalle. Sería muy chido. Okay, esto es en Northridge. Esto es en Poclat. Esto en Tabor. Y esto en Dalimil. Mira, Dalimil primero. Es el lugar que menos me gusta de todo el mapa. Para salir de él y no volver. Nunca. Odio. Odio. Horrible. Este man me cae mal.
Clive! To what do I owe the pleasure? I just wanted to see how the town's been faring since you brought everyone together.
Since we brought everyone together, all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands remain safely away from each other's throats and firmly at the helm. Our stores are full, and the bandits still too disorganized to raid them. Just as the good Lady Jane and Lord Underhill intended.
Are you a lord? Lubor's going to be one too. They're going to make him the Lord of Dalimil, because of how he stopped all the grown-ups from fighting.
It's the mayor of Dalimil, dear child, and the vote hasn't taken place just yet. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act will be to build a school so that menaces like you two learn not to interrupt your elders. Speaking of menaces, there may be a rather worrying one just over the horizon.
May there indeed.
I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their differences and presenting a united front might have caught the bandits' attention. And they might have elected to take a similar approach. They have formed what one could call a League of Outlaws. and they grow more organized by the day.
We'll fight them all off just like last time, no matter how many of them there are. Won't we, Lubor?
Creo que usted ha dicho nada.
Of course we will. If we continue to work together, we can overcome any challenge we choose to face. The longer we avoid facing this one, the more difficult it will be. Until the only way to overcome it might be to run for the hills. Our best hope is to nip these efforts at organization in the bud. By finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join the cause, and ensuring that they never do. Perhaps a certain Lord Underhill might be willing to lend us his aid once more?
How could I refuse?
Thank you, my lord. Victor will fill you in on the particulars. I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and collating reports from my scouts. Such an amenable soul. He reminds me of you.
I'll go and speak with him.
What's the difference between a lord and a mayor? That's easy. One of them swings a sword, the other forges them.
Exactamente, pero ok.
A league of outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition.
Victor.
Still in Dalamil, Victor?
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnis by now.
I did. Then I came back. I've developed something of a fondness for the place. And having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, it would seem remiss to abandon it to another. A sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't shy about exploiting. Hence my doing his bidding yet again.
You're not the only one.
What does he want you to do?
He asked for my aid in putting down the bandits. And he said that you might be able to help me find them.
Then you've come at just the right time. I was on my way to speak with Conrad about how to organize our forces. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike at once. But we must strike together, and we must strike soon at as many camps as we can. We can't give this league of theirs time to rally its forces.
All right. Which camp shall I take?
There's one upriver. Just out there, across the dunes.
Leave it with me.
Let's go. Fly, Ambrosia.
Those ne'er-do-wells want to ban.
That must be the camp Victor mentioned.
We make this quick.
That's him! The one who killed Doc and Fingers! Take his head off!
I'd better let Victor know.
Sid, where are you? Ah, I see the bandits didn't pose you any trouble.
No, but that's not why you're here, is it?
No. Something's happened. We need you back in Dalimil.
What is it?
The whole town's in uproar. They're saying that Lubor is a bearer.
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape, and his escape route took him right through Dalimil. Some of the children spotted him, and he was about to silence them. And when Lubor felled him with a bolt of magic, and without a crystal.
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years, which is what people are saying. If he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. No man is branded by choice. Still, all those people see is a man who's lied to them all his life. One who was made a leader of himself when the world believed he should have been a slave.
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here, but I know one thing. Lubor needs all the friends he can get right now.
You're right.
Igual no es culpa, o sea, no es un problema. No es que hizo nada malo.
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And when that occasion arose, I forgot to reach for it. Well, it was bound to come out sooner or later.
We're sorry, Lubor. We tried to keep running, but we just couldn't anymore.
There's nothing to be sorry for. I rather enjoyed playing the hero for once. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
Look at him talking to his betters like it's nothing.
All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them. We need to do something, and quickly. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing has changed. That their enemy lies outside these walls, not within them.
You're right. We should speak to everyone.
I'm glad you agree. I'll handle the townsfolk. I'm a Dalmec born and bred. They listen to me. You head to the tavern. Make Conrad and Natalie remember who Lubor really is. They know that Lubor and I are friends. I might not make for the most impartial of interlocutors. Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants, however, is a trusted and impartial mediator of note.
I'll do what I can. Lubor, stay here with the children. I can't promise anything, but we'll try.
And that is all I can ask of you.
Why are you taking the bearer's side, Victor? Are you one too?
Why do they always have to make such a fuss?
He knew all along that he was playing us for fool.
Forgive me for disturbing you, but could I have a moment of your time?
I've seen your face before.
As have I, Lord Underhill, wasn't it? Of the League of Merchants.
That's right. I wanted to speak to you about Lubor.
The rumors that he's a bearer. All true, I'm afraid.
He'll never be mayor now. Not if I have anything to do with it.
But what of his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is highly valued throughout the Republic. In this, at least, he's done the town a service. Might that not earn him a little leniency?
Leniency? He pretended to be one of us when he was laughing behind our backs all the while.
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us. He lied to you. He cannot be trusted.
So what do you propose? Will you drive him from his home? Close his forge?
Perhaps. That is a question for the people of Dalimil. And they will thank you not to get involved.
The townsfolk have made their minds up. There was nothing I could do.
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie refused to consider anything but their own wounded pride.
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see things differently. For now, we should report back to Lubor.
All right.
Why do they always have to make such a fuss outside? It's driving away our...
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
I assume the situation is hopeless?
There's still hope. But...
But perhaps not in this lifetime, I think it's fair to say.
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. Give them time. They'll come around. We'll talk some sense into them in the end, you'll see.
No, you won't. And your efforts would be better spent elsewhere.
But Lubor...
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie, that a blade is a reflection of the smith who forged it. To yourself be true, that was her point. Rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade of her own making. But I do not doubt that she was always true to herself and what she believed in, right to the end. And so must I be. I must do what I know to be right, no matter what others might think of me. And now, I know what that is. I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people of Dalimil have something to unite against. For only united can they hope to stand against the threat that awaits them. I'll need to make a suitably dramatic exit, of course.
Don't go, Lubor. You're the only one who was ever kind to us. We'll be all alone. Again.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best that I go. Not only for the town, but for you, too.
How could it possibly be for the best? These children need you. The least you can do is give the townspeople a chance to change their minds.
They would not take it, Victor. It's over.
Over, you say? And so just like that, you're going to throw this town and these children to the wolves? I thought you were better than this. But it seems you had me fooled as well.
Victor.
Forget it. Do what you will.
You sure you're making the right choice, Lubor?
Of those available to me, I believe it's the best one. Yes. Ah, but where are my manners? Here. A reward for clearing out that bandit camp. Right then. I have packing to do.
If there's anything I can do. Anything.
I'll bear it in mind. Thank you.
Hay que llevárselo para el hideout. Aquí tendríamos 3 blacksmiths.
I'm going to go with him. Why is everyone being mean to Lubor? He didn't do anything wrong.
Cierto.
If you're going to try and convince me to stay, save your breath. I will not put those children at risk.
Sí, pero si yo los dejo solos van a decir que eran así unos fans de Spreaders y no sé qué, y van a seguir con su costumbre de tratar mal a la gente.
side.
For a shame, people.
Después se abre otro side quest. Vamos a Tabor a hacer ese. Este ya se hizo. Es más rara. Es porque todavía no está completado ese side quest. Como esa historia. ¿Qué? Los más de Assassin's Creed.
Lord Rosfield, is there aught the Undying might assist you with this day?
Perhaps. My brother said that your order was helping him with his quest to uncover Ultima's origins. Have you learned anything of note since last we spoke?
Little and less, I regret to report.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will not rest until the truth is known. Even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner of the realm for traces of Ultima's touch.
Fallen ruins, I take it. Dating back as far as Phoenix Gate.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft sighted among the remnants of the fallen civilization, as if protecting the secrets concealed within.
Secrets we'd see unearthed.
Should our methods be of interest, my lord, mayhap it would please you to observe some of our number at work.
Would that be possible?
Of course. A survey is being conducted not far from here. Perchance you are familiar with Kretov, a small hamlet built around a fallen airship. I was due to visit my colleagues there to collect their preliminary findings, but if you would consent to do so in my stead, I'm sure that they would be honored to relate any discoveries they have made to you directly.
Okay. All right. I'll go and meet with them.
They will be most gratified, I am sure. Might I suggest you take the road through Titan's Wake? It will lead you straight to the village after but a short walk.
Thank you. I will.
I wish you a safe journey, my lord. May the Firebird's flames burn ever in your heart.
The Undying. Okay.
My colleagues await you in Kretov, my lord. The word, and they will be only too glad to share their findings.
It's kind of you to take an interest in the Undying's affairs, brother.
I can't have you all keeping secrets from me, can I?
Un poquito menos lejos.
Good girl.
Uy, está cerrado.
Straight home now.
Ay, my. Qué molesto. Supongo que es por aquí. Sea Titan's Wake. Porque una vez que pase esto, queda abierta esa puerta. Qué largo, man. Ok, seguimos directo.
Come on. Yeah. This won't be easy.
Ah.
Caution, brother.
Por aquí nunca había pasado. Au. Qué dicha. ¿Qué es? Todos están muertos, muertillos, muertísimos. Como hay tantos y los mataron.
Oh no.
You'll pay for this.
Hey, los maes.
May still be survivors.
All the more reason to rid this place of echoes.
Estamos en México. Veo algo grande.
Whatever that thing is, I'd say it's their leader.
Puedo esquivarlo.
Nice try.
Vamos a poner el timing con esos bichos, ¿ah? Sí, creo que el timing con las alas es diferente. Me cuesta más. Y es que tiene como unos cuadros más de animación. Ahora sí. Enemies. No he revisado cuánta experiencia requiere ahora para subir de nivel.
These must be Cyril's colleagues.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Who are you?
Ah, forgive me, my lord. I did not recognize you. You are Lord Rosfield, are you not?
Aye.
We are archaeologians, tasked with surveying this site. When the echoes appeared, our brothers here occupied their attentions. Thanks to them, and to you, we were, for a mercy, able to see our duty to its conclusion.
You call that a mercy? Your brothers might still be alive if you put their safety before your duty. Surely this survey wasn't worth dying for.
We are charged with uncovering Ultima's origins. A duty of the highest import, as I'm sure you will agree.
And you think your dead brothers would agree with you too?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the cause, an honor to which all Undying aspire. Now, to what do we owe the honor of your presence, Lord Marquis?
Cyril told me of your work here, and I agree to collect your findings in his stead.
I see. That is most kind. Pray, take them then, with our humble thanks. May the Firebird's flame burn ever in your heart, as it does in ours.
No. Raros.
It's one thing to lay down your life for another, but for a survey...
Forgive them, Clive. The Undying live by a very different creed, and nothing we say will change that. Come. Let us deliver their findings to Cyril, that their deaths might not be in vain.
Think no more of us, my lord. Only deliver our findings to the bearer of the burning quill.
Voy a abrir esa puerta. Esto es lo que tenía para poner la tablita. Ok.
Ah, you are returned, my lord.
I collected your colleagues' preliminary findings. Here, take them.
My thanks. I shall study them, and inform you forthwith if I discover aught that might aid you in your fight against Ultima.
Cyril, your survey party suffered several losses in Kretov. Losses which could have been avoided, had the others not chosen to complete their work, instead of saving their friends. Were these your orders?
No. This was their choice. Every Undying devotes his life to the service of the Phoenix. It is our sole duty, and should we die in discharging it, so be it.
Even when death is avoidable.
My lord, I fear that this is not a point over which it would be fruitful to argue. The Undying have served the Phoenix for countless generations, and your opinion of our methods, however earnest, is not like to change them. We live to serve the Phoenix. Our very order exists for that purpose, and that purpose alone.
Cyril, I know that you and your brethren answer only to Joshua, but allow me to offer you a word of advice. It does not further the cause of the Phoenix to have his loyal followers surrender their lives without good reason. Provide your survey parties with an escort, that they might live to do their duty for years to come. Think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix, but how Joshua would want you to serve him. Please. For all our sakes.
I thank you for your advice, my lord. If you will permit me to respond, our faith in his grace, Joshua Rossfield, is absolute. And we of the Undying will do what we believe is right to fulfill our duty unto him. As first shield to the Phoenix, I am sure you understand what it means to do one's duty.
I do.
Then we are of the same mind. And it is my hope that we may continue to do our duty together.
Todo dogmático. ¿Qué es usted? Quedan dos, vamos a hacer esos dos. Vamos a ver. Tiene que ver con los hermanos. Theodore.
Clive.
Eloise.
You'll be pleased to know that the negotiations are progressing well.
That is good news.
Yes. Our comrade in Randala has just sent word that the contract should be signed very
Amigo
soon.
Randala.
But I still have much and more to prepare. It's a huge undertaking moving this many bearers at once. You couldn't do me a quick favor, could you?
Sure.
What is it this time? More wild beasts?
Nothing like that. I just need you to go over to the caravans and ask El how long we have until the bearers arrive.
Oh.
Find out exactly how much faster I need to get all these supplies moved.
All right. I'll go and ask.
Thanks, Clive. I owe you one.
Un poquillo plata. Está aquí.
Don't blame yourself, El. This is their fault, not yours.
I know, but...
No buts about it, all right?
No buts about it. But...
Is something
wrong?
Vonnie came to give me a message from our intermediary. The talks with the Republican army have fallen through. They've reached an agreement with the Silver Peak Consortium instead. Though prices have fallen of late, we deliberately offered above the going rate to try and deter other bidders. But the Consortium offered double what we did, and the army jumped at the chance.
You had no opportunity to make a counteroffer?
None at all. And we were so close.
El? What's happened? I saw Vonnie leaving. She didn't look happy.
And with good reason.
Happy. Oh.
But I thought we were the only ones the Fist was speaking to about the bearers. How did the Consortium even find out about this?
It's not so surprising. They have ears all over the Republic. This isn't over. The Consortium will have to sell these bearers eventually, and at the price they paid, buyers will be few and far between. I'm going to Randalar myself.
Alone?
You're a Randalar.
You sure that's wise?
Are you offering to be my bodyguard? How kind. Meet me at the checkpoint near the capital gates. I'll send an owl ahead and request a meeting. You go to Cashlock, Theo, and get everything ready. We've waited far too long as it is. Even if I fail to free these bearers, there will be others. Someone needs to prepare the place and keep any prowling beasts at bay.
Oh, and that's me, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like I'm following orders till she gets back from meeting the Silver Peak Consortium, who've been doing their best to undermine our scheme. She'll never join them after this, surely. No, she said it herself. She still has plans for Cashlock, even if this one falls through. She means to stay with us then. I can't say I'm not happy to hear it, but... is this what she really wants?
You have to trust her.
You're right. It's what she wants now. And if Elle's off fighting for the cause, I should do my part too. So I bid you farewell and safe travels, my friend. I'll gather my men and leave for Cashlock. We'll make sure the place is well stocked and defended. You go to Randala and see if you can stop my sister biting the Consortium's heads off. If she won't consider her prospects, someone has to.
I'll do my best. All right. To Randala then. And better...
We llego a Randala.
I'll keep Eloise waiting.
Eloise. Vamos, Eloise. Eloise. Ah, no.
Do you have any fresh water?
350 yardas. ¿Dónde está? Ah, qué largo. No. No me hagan ir a pie. Voy a comprar unas pociones.
You
Y ahora
won't
tengo espacio
find a
para más.
finer array this side of the strait.
Fine array.
You're sure you don't need it?
Uy, no, le vendí, qué estúpido. Comí las hielos.
A fine choice. Many thanks. You've a discerning eye. Many thanks. A fine choice. Farewell.
Ay, tengo que salvar. ¿Qué es esto? Con esto.
Well, this isn't at all foreboding.
Okay. What? No, no me hagan correr. Sería poder llamar a Ambrosia sin tener que sostener el botón.
Looks like this is the end of the road. When are they gonna let us through?
De gente triste ahí. ¿Ya?
Come on.
Vamos, aquí no sea pociones.
Time to fight.
Oh.
I hope I didn't keep you waiting. Did you arrange to speak with the Consortium?
Here they are now.
You wish to consult with me?
I did. It's about the bearers you recently purchased from the Fist. We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them ourselves, and then you stepped into the fray.
You misunderstand. The Consortium had an interest in purchasing them from the very first. It was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But your hesitancy in accepting our offer to you suggested that the regard was not mutual. And so we resumed our business.
I did not hesitate. I am simply not inclined to make such decisions without first giving them due consideration. But what is done is done. Come then. How much do you want for them?
Alas, you are too late yet again. We rarely take on such unconventional merchandise without a purchaser in mind. The bearers belong to him now.
Who is your buyer?
A trader from across the water. A most demanding fellow, if it's any consolation. He insisted the bearers be fed, dressed, even given their own bunks for the voyage over. That's what you get when you deal with continental types.
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent is quite different to ours. They pay good money for bearers not fit for the knacker's yard, and treat them like kings. But as long as they pay...
That does sound unusual. No matter then. If they've already left our shores, there's little that can be done. Allow me to withdraw my interest. And with it, my interest in joining your organization.
My associates will be sorry to hear that.
Fucker.
I'm sorry you weren't able to save them.
As am I. But I only have myself to blame. He was right, you see. The Silver Peak Consortium did intend to buy those bearers before I did. Their representative hinted at a possible purchase when he came to recruit me. I feigned interest in joining them in the hope he might be encouraged to tell me more, and he did just that. As soon as he left, I sent my own offer to Randalar.
So you never...
No. I entertained the Consortium's proposal solely so I could learn more about those bearers. But I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out. I knew exactly who I was dealing with.
You tried.
I did. And if what he said was true, the bearers are to be well treated. Which is something, at least. But they deserved more. I wanted so badly to see them freed.
Eloise! Eloise! Word from Cashlock. The village is under attack. A pack of beasts have come down from the mountains, and there's a dragon at its head. Theo and the others are trying to hold them off as best they can, but the odds are against them. They need help, and fast.
Theo!
I'll go on ahead.
Thank you, Clive. I'll gather some men and join you there. Just... make sure he's safe.
Hold on, Theo. I'm coming.
This. Cerca. Cliff. Aquí hacia la derecha. No, pasar. Carajo. Derecha. Ahí no puedo pasar, pero por aquí sí puedo. Entonces voy a poner una marquita aquí. The flight. Demasiado. Cargas. Muy buenas, pero duran demasiado. Ah, baboso. Por ahí.
only to ride from here.
Espacio para
What's the situation?
Ah, ya sé dónde, en la arena que vi el otro día. Tío, ya no sé. Donde estoy en una arena grandísima.
Where's Theodore?
Porque es un dragón.
Upriver!
Con su espacio.
He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village, but the whole area is flooded with ether. We just have to pray he makes it out in one piece.
I can do better than that. Better already. Farewell. Where are you, Theo?
De bichos.
Damn it. The ether's too thick. These creatures have already turned. I can't waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does. Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy.
Esos ataques me los conozco muy bien. un puto daño. Era más masiva. ¿Con fuego? Uy, para atrás, para atrás. Uf, no me fui a quitar para atrás. Dragon Dance. No veo. Explosiones y cosas. Poca experiencia me dieron.
Clive? Theodore, you have me
Estaba
worried
infectado
for...
con esa vara. Fuck. Cagada.
We have to get you out of here. I think it might be a little too late for that. Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's
Él era bueno.
dream.
Todo el mundo que lo conoce que es bueno.
Theodore.
Matarlo, man. Para más cruel.
Don't make me do this.
Stop it, Theo! Stop!
No, lo va a matar.
Stay back, Eloise! He's turned. And so will you. Theodore. Take care
Sobre su espada.
of my
sister. Theodore, wait. Goodbye, El.
No. Sad.
Thank you, Clive. I think I'll be all right now.
That was true bravery he showed. Leading the dragon away from the village like that. His first instinct was always to protect people. To put others' well-being before his own.
And now he's gone. Because I sent him to that place. Against his will.
It wasn't against his will. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand on his own. So that you would finally be free to live your own life.
To live my own life. He never could come to terms with the choice I made.
What exactly happened? You once told me Theo was the first bearer you ever helped.
We grew up in Canva. We were born to one of the great trading houses. And I was chosen to inherit the family business. I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo did not. While I studied the art of commerce, he played at soldiers instead. A late bloomer. In more ways than one. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th summer that his powers awakened. My parents tried to drive him out of the house and into the care of the constables. But before they could, I took him into mine.
Theo told me something else. He clearly admired your devotion to the cause of freeing others like him from slavery. But he said you deserved a better life than this. He wanted to free you from what he called your bonds, just as you freed him from his.
I would be lying if I said I had not wondered from time to time how much easier my life might have been if I had allowed Theo to be taken and devoted myself to the family business instead.
Nada de eso existiría igual.
I have never regretted the decision I made. Being with my brother meant more to me than tradition or reputation. I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night and the choice I made and the fact that I would make the same choice again in a heartbeat. He was never a burden. How could he even think that? If anything, I was the one who weighed him down.
You weren't, Eloise. He said it himself, that he had always been grateful to you for saving him, and that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you were denied. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You loved one another. You did whatever was necessary to continue living your lives together, and you always would have.
You're right. All I ever wanted, all I ever did, it was so we could be together. Oh, Theo, why did you have to... I know Theo wanted me to move on, but I'm staying here at the Crimson Caravans to continue our work. We can make a difference here. We can help people, save them. I need nothing more from life than that. So I'll carry on doing what we do, ensuring that goods, people, bearers get where they need to be, bringing smiles to people's faces, just like we always have, and to Theo's, wherever he is. This is the life I have chosen, the life I will always choose.
I've made a choice of my own, to continue helping you however I can, whenever you need it.
Thank you, Clive. Let's go on together then, for Theodore.
Quest complete. Trading places too. Veo otro rotulito. Scarlet Cyclone.
The Crimson Caravans is my family business now, and I would not exchange it for the world. I brought Theo here to be safe, and I have never looked back since.
I've never seen Miss L cry before. Is Theo really gone then? He's never coming back.
That's true, and we have to look after Miss L, just like Theo looked after us.
Eloise isn't the type to give up.
What are you looking for? You've a discerning eye.
Son pociones, güey. Vamos salvado, ¿verdad? Toda la noche. De esto. Puedo subirme alguno. ¿Este qué es? Diamond Dust. No usaba por ese ni siquiera. Pero no siento la necesidad. Entonces, voy a subir este. Este es el máximo entonces. Yo puedo pasárselo a cualquier icon. Ay, sí es cierto que uno puede hacer eso. Ah. Esta Mastery también. Ok, ya puedo hacer otras cosas como de esos y equiparme diferentes. Ah. Este creo que lo voy a dejar ahí porque pues bueno, pero eso quiere decir que entonces Garuda casi no me gusta, pero la tenía por ese especial. Si yo me pongo Titan, segundo, qué cool. este por uno de Titan que es Wind Up, de los golpes. Tun, 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 tun. No, no es así. No, ese no es. Tengo que perderlo. Para quitar este. Este me gusta, pero ¿qué podrían dar el de Titan? Este es un Master y este es. Vamos arriba.
What's happened?
Hacer combinaciones, a ver qué pasa. Vamos hacia allá. Es este. Northwich. Porque en vez del de jalarlo tengo el de bloquear. Parece mucho más útil. Northwich, el Sidequest está adentro, probablemente en.
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
¿Él?
And you're just gonna fall in tonight?
Damn.
I don't trust this Duke.
Oh, Clive. What am I to do? My wards and I may soon be without a home.
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne and taken up residence here in Northreach.
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders, second only to his Radiance at the head of the Imperial government. Not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by his noble title, the Duke of Oriflamme.
And what does he want with Northreach?
He wants to transform it into a military stronghold, a foundation upon which to build a new Sambrec. He's already secured the support of the various army remnants, with promises that they shall be afforded the respect they deserve in his empire. One built on the confiscated property of the people.
He would rob the populace to pay for it.
Believe me, I have used every means of persuasion to discourage him from this folly. But for whatever reason, he will not listen to me.
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around. Couldn't he use that influence again?
How? By speaking out against one of the most powerful men in Sambrec. A man whose stated aim is to revive the empire Philippe's comrades swore to serve, and to improve the soldiers' lot within it. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel, and an occasional trip to the Vale to help them forget the terrors they face each day. The Duke offers them a vision of strength and safety. No. Any attempt to incite mutiny would cost Philippe the support of his men, if it did not cost him his life. But given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable. The people have little appetite for further deprivation, least of all when it serves only to elevate others.
And who could blame them?
Clive, would you appeal to the Duke on my behalf? For your services to Northreach, you have the respect of the soldiers, and they will take you to His Eminence if you ask them. And unlike Philippe, no bonds of loyalty prevent you from speaking your mind to the man. Well, will you try? You could hardly fare any worse than I did.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Clive.
Tell me then, where will I find this Duke of Oriflamme? In the garrison?
Overseeing the troops, yes.
All right. Wish me luck.
No puede ser muy difícil. 30 puntos.
Might this Duke have been at the remembrance ceremony?
Let's hope we didn't make a strong impression.
It's not only control of the garrison. We already have a leader in the Dane.
La gente no quiere al Duke. Los soldados.
Halt! Oh, sorry about that. You're the dame's man, aren't you? You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. With the Duke. I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass. But you should be all right. His Eminence has heard all about you and your heroics. Wait here. I'll go and ask.
Solo déjeme matarlo, digo, hablar con él.
So, you are the sellsword who lent his aid to the garrison.
Familiar.
The Empire owes you a debt, and I shall see it repaid. But tell me, is it wealth that you seek, or favor?
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach into a stronghold.
Ah, I see. You are worried the expanded garrison will render your services redundant.
No.
Yet you needn't be. A proud fighting man like yourself shall always have a place here. Pride of place, in fact. For too long has the contribution of the noble soldier been under-reckoned. But no more.
Todo está bien, pero no.
For it is they
Hola,
who
ya.
shall see the Holy Empire rebuilt, beginning right here in Northreach.
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the recent troubles. Her defenses are sound, and her garrison well prepared. Which is more than can be said for Oriflamme or Twinside. The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe Northreach to be the perfect place.
Usted va a ser el emperador.
With Caer Norvent
Más
as her
Duke.
citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town and the castle, we need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of the twins. Plans are already underway for the construction. Soon enough, these thralls shall learn that they are no match for the might of Sanbreque.
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town. Something they may be loath to do if they've been deprived of their worldly goods.
The people will do as their leaders command. If Sanbreque is to be rebuilt, she will require a functioning government. One whose authority is beyond question. That is why this levy is necessary. So that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and paid as befits a defender of the Empire. And yet there are those who persist in peddling the treasonous lie that I seek to steal from the people and drive them from their homes.
I suspect they're afraid of losing what little they have left.
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them of even that. You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have discussed this.
Yes, and I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an empire, there are no citizens.
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
I'll come back later.
Femenino. Empezaron un pleito.
The citizens revolt.
Quiero esto.
I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask them, I suppose. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
¿Por qué aquí? No me acuerdo, pero creo que sí.
Do you think he was the only one who survived?
He's the only one who came.
That shouting I heard from the barracks.
Could be troubling.
All right there. What is it you're after, sir?
Just your opinion, actually.
I
wondered what you thought of the Duke of Oriflamme.
Oh, him. Not much.
Me
None of us
cuenta cuando
traders
llueve
do.
porque la gata
It's
siempre
thanks
sale a
to
mojarse.
nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any closer to the holy capital, could they? And now he's trying to drive us out completely, threatening to take everything we got from us if we don't clear off. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town, I'd be straight through that checkpoint, tar bucket in hand. The Duke might have soldiers at his beck and call, but us common folk follow the dame, and no one else.
That's so-called Duke.
Algo está diciendo.
What do you think?
A question, if you don't mind. What do you think of the Duke of Oriflamme?
Don't get me started. You build a life for yourself somewhere, earning for some noble to turn up and tell you got to hand it all over to him. If he thinks his name and his chains give him the right to empty our purses, he's in for a rude awakening. We'll do whatever it takes to keep what's ours. Whatever it
Ahora es un
takes.
polvorín.
If he comes calling, the only thing I'm giving the Duke of Oriflamme's a piece of my mind. Maybe a smack in the gob.
Gup.
The garrison salvaged what they could from
Creo que andamos todos juntos así, caminando entre la gente.
I've been hearing a lot of talk about a certain Duke.
Nothing good, I'll wager. Going around acting like he owns the place. And with hardly a word to the
The
dame.
place?
This is her town, not his.
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
As far as I'm concerned, she still is. Just need his eminence to sod off back to Oriflamme.
Sod off.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
The dame actually cares about this town, unlike the Duke. He's only interested in
Duke?
picking our pockets to line his own.
The Dominion's all but done
Oh.
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
You're that sellsword the dame's so fond of.
Do you think he was the only one who survived?
And you're just gonna fall in tonight?
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts on the Duke of Oriflamme.
Well, he's made a lot of enemies coming in the way he did. But I mean, look around us. You can see the state the realm's in. The traders might not like having the screws put on them, but if they volunteered a few more of their hard-earned gil before things got bad, maybe they wouldn't have to. I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the Empire's the best way of making sure we're all protected. And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do, well, that's just how it goes. I mean, it'd be nice if we could all do whatever the hell we wanted and not end up being torn to shreds by a swarm of fiends. But we can't, so we've got to make sacrifices, just like the Duke of Oriflamme says.
It's not only control of the garrison we want. We already have a leader in the Dame.
One at a time now. Is enough?
You. You're the one who's talking to His Eminence.
On the dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take the people's goodwill for granted, but it seems my words fell on deaf ears. What do you think of his plans?
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells me what to do, not the other way round. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the Dame, but I've got a family to look after. That's where my loyalties lie, not with the town or the Empire, but with my wife and children. If the Duke can get us the men and the equipment we need to fight off those blue-skinned bastards, I don't care how he does it. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the Dame. But I'm with the Duke on this one. If turning this place into a fortress is what it takes to protect my family, I'll do it.
We don't have much, but the Dame had us empty the Vale's larders to see these poor souls fed. Because that is what we do.
Yeah. Más de otras cosas. Pero antes eso es peligroso. En serio.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into some sort of fortress. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say. All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise, His Eminence's word is law. Look, no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but empires don't come for free. Once Sanbreque is back on her feet, we'll all reap the benefits.
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
What the common folk don't understand is, this is for them too. Either we turn the Empire back into a force to be reckoned with, or we live in fear the rest of our lives.
Dog, Gav.
Sabine, you are embarrassing me.
No sigue peleando con Sabine. Oh. Oh.
Well, what do you think?
Ricardo me recuerda un poco. Esta vista me recuerda.
Welcome back. Wraiths give you any trouble?
Captain, do you have a moment?
For you? Certainly. Clive, wasn't it? Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
I wanted to ask you about the Duke of Oriflamme. Do you intend to go along with his plan?
But to tell you the truth, I'm in two minds. It's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his orders. But I can't say I agree with him.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you loved. The Dame included.
That's right, I did.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either. She thinks they could tear Northreach apart.
And she's probably right. Thank you, Clive. I know what I need to do now. Protecting the people I love is what matters. Doesn't matter how. Well, duty calls, so I better go. Thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
Ah, Clive. How did you fare? Were you able to speak with the Duke?
I was, but...
So Northreach is to be a fortress after all. Well, it will certainly help to hold back the thralls. There's no denying that. Though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose worldly goods are confiscated to pay for it. They deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a say in this new empire the Duke means to build.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions, and hopes to reassert the authority of the state. I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed for the greater good. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather their destinies were in your hands. The soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders. And not just because of the Duke's rank, but because of his vision.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sanbreque, I dare say I too would want nothing more than to see it rise from the ashes. Thank you for trying. But the battle is lost.
I don't know about that.
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I love to call it a day.
But why?
Because I realized what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it, but protecting what I care about. Protecting Northreach. I honestly don't know when those monsters will return, but I'm certain they're not finished with us yet. And when they do come back, we need to be ready for them. We need to stand together, all of us. And with you to lead us, milady, I reckon we can do it. It was you who finally convinced me, Clive. There's no point following orders if they go against everything you believe.
Indeed.
All of us, standing together.
Yep.
That has always been Northreach's best hope, and one which still lies within our grasp. We have only to turn our attentions to the true enemy. Thank you, Philippe, for showing me what I must do.
Anything for you, milady. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from the Vale to help keep watch around the town? I fear His Eminence has loftier tasks in mind for the guard.
Not at all. Be my guest.
Wouldn't be the first time.
There may be hope for Northreach yet. Especially with men like you and Philippe to champion our cause. I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke, in the stubborn belief that I might still tempt him into joining hands. But I suspect I shall have to call upon your aid again. Until then, Clive.
Until then.
Despite my repeated advances, His Eminence has proven a difficult conquest. Fortunately, I am nothing if not persistent. But, be that as it may, I might yet need you to press the point.
Tienen que usar a Sabine para eso. Ok. Creo que ya no tengo más en el mapa. A ver. Veamos todos los sidequests. Y me quedan 2 cacerías, pero con este equipo creo que puedo hacer las cacerías. Puedo hacer todo en este video, para después continuar con historia nada más. Recordar los nombres para buscarlos.
Covered in nicks and lumps.
Nicks and lumps. Néctar.
Come on. Faster!
How the hell did that bastard?
This one. Stay close, Torvald. Should have picked on someone your own size. Good girl.
Bueno, me tomó casi 3 horas hacer todos esos sidequests y esa cacería estaba. Esto no lo puedo hacer porque está bloqueado el paso todavía. Llegué a ese territorio. Me gustaron mucho la mayoría de esos sidequests.
Don't get surrounded.
Esta vara.
To me, Flames!
Chao. Por allá. No. Okay. ¿Ya? ¿Verdad? Todo está limpio en el mapa. Solo queda avanzar en la historia. Así que vamos a volver al escondite. Solo para comprar un par de cosillas. Creo que puedo mejorar Ragnarok. A ver si ya me dan algo ya. No. ¿Me van a dar algo?
How may I help you today, Clive? Is everything we've received and everything promised? All yours.
Gracias. Gracias. Ah, tengo 2000 apenas, 2080 y esto llega hasta 2800. Bastante todavía para hacer.
Best of luck out there, Sid.
¿Por qué no hay nada?
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Here you go. Always something in there.
No hay nada que hablar. Entonces, si con Tomes podemos actualizar un poquito, pero no hay mucho. No vale la pena ir de Tomes todavía. Pero un par de cositas aquí.
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. Best. You'll not find a better price than that. You're rubbing me blind, you know. Is that all?
Trouble with your gear, or the sound of ringing still? So we weren't. Who knows? What's saying for you, dear?
¿Quieres ver qué necesito para esto? Me falta Dark Steel y me falta Battlehorn. Ese, estoy casi seguro que ese es el mago con el que tengo que pelear. Dark Steel todavía no sale. ¿Será alguien? O dos. A ver esto. Tener Ragnarok también.
You can thank me later. That it? Fine.
The stew's awfully thin.
Ok, vamos a salvar acá. Subir este de 3 horas. Yo más de la cuenta, pero yo puedo continuar con la historia sin preocuparme porque algo me falte. Solo esa cacería que lo tengo que hacer ahí mismo. Y continuamos luego. Vamos a descansar un rato. ¿Todo bien? Me han gustado mucho estos sidequests como del final. Al principio son un poco latosos los que dan a uno, pero estos otros han sido interesantes porque expanden un montón los personajes. Ah, me falta algo, suave. Idiota, sí. Ok. ¿Esto se puede cambiar? Este me gusta. Una de Garuda. Excelente. Esto es casi Garuda. ¿Qué es esto? Es Garuda con golpes. Pero entonces, ¿para qué voy a tener estos dos? Ok, no. Este cambia completamente el mae. Ay, no. No puedo. ¿Poder ponerme Garuda? Tengo la habilidad de tirarlos al piso. Ponerme habilidades de ramo. A ver, voy a equiparme este. Voy a quitarme ese. Son los que están al máximo, se pueden equipar. Pero ese no me gusta, Impulse, no me gusta. Ese sí lo necesito. Este voy a cambiar por. No me alcanza. Voy a hacer aquí un recuento de lo que tengo que. Este es bueno. Este es magnífico tampoco. Este no puedo subir como a 6000 para Mastery. Pero es mi favorito de estos ataques. Este es bueno, pero tarda mucho tiempo en cargarse. Entonces es un poco latoso. momento los que más me gustan son este y este. Sin embargo, este es bueno, pero el tiempo de carga es terrible. Tengo que mantenerlo un tiempo. Esto lo voy a dejar así como masterizado para poder equipar en algunas veces que me gusta. Me interesa mucho mejorarlo. Es que el asunto es que Garuda tiene esa habilidad por default. Deadly Takedown. No, ¿cuál es? Hay una vez que lo que hace es tirarlos al piso y eso es demasiado bueno. Deadly Embraces. No sé. Embracing, yo creo, sí. Ese es. El Deadly Takedown es muy útil. ¿Qué dicen? Sí, ahorita como lo ideal sería como subir este al máximo. Pues me pide demasiado. Y este me gusta porque se cura. Esta habilidad me gusta mucho. Estos dos juntos son muy buenos. No, de momento no puedo cambiar esos. Los que tenía. Este me gusta, pero el problema es que necesito. Entonces hay flare. Falta para hacerle más. A ir a ver las cositas y salvamos otra vez. Un montón de recuerdos ya. Este es el triste. Es un poquito triste. Y ahora sí, Y lo dejamos acá para después continuar con la historia.